How to pack a domestic violence go bag in 4 simple steps. Really, whether it's domestic violence or not, if you need to run from your home in an emergency, it's really nice to have a bag packed with your emergency medicines and change of clothes and important paperwork, things like that. If there's a fire, if there's a break-in, if there's domestic violence. If you are human and you live in a home, this video is for you.
Your things are as powerful.
Regardless of what your life situation is, in the event of a crisis or an emergency, you want to be focused on your survival, not where is this, where is that. In this video, we're going to cover 4 easy steps for packing a go bag. Later in this video, there's going to be a bonus tip, so keep watching till the end. 1. Getting a bag. You can't really pack a go bag without a bag. Step 2, gather belongings from the list that we're going to talk about. Step 3, put those things in the bag. And step 4, put the bag somewhere that you're going to be able to get it in the event of an emergency. Done and done. Step 1 is get a bag. This is my bag. It doesn't have to be a bag of any particular kind. It could be a book bag, it could be a duffel bag, it could be a Walmart sack, or a big Ziploc bag if that's what you have. The thing is that it needs to be able to contain the things that you need the most. So if all you need to do is get away with your paperwork, a Ziploc baggie will work. The more things that you can put in there, then the easier your life is going to be when you leave that situation. But when it comes down to it, if you need to leave, you need to leave. You know, what you put in your bag kind of depends on you, but I'm going to give you a few suggestions. One thing that you can put in your bag would be some clothes. You can have a change of clothes or 2 changes of clothes. That's a really good thing to have in there just in case, but it's not necessary. That. Insurance cards, any other types of ID cards, or if you are in an abusive situation and you're packing a go bag, the idea is for your abuser to not know. So you can get photocopies of these if you can't get the original actual cards out without their being aware of it. Go get a photocopy or take a picture. That way you've got it. Extra keys, car keys, house keys, those are good things to have. Jewelry. Any type of jewelry that is really sentimental or really expensive, if there are things that they're not going to miss, that is completely at your discretion. If I had a family heirloom, I probably would try to pack it in something like this. It's totally up to you. Hairbrush or any type of hygiene things, toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, soap, anything like that. Another thing might be a book. You know, putting in a spiritual book or something that's going to encourage or uplift you, because if you're ever in a situation where you need to use your go bag, it's not a good situation. So having something in there that you can use to help bring you back up, lift you up in the middle of that stuff, that's a good idea if that's something that you can fit into your go bag. If you have children, a special toy, some kind of a comfort object for them, if they've got a blanket or a certain pacifier or something like that. If you have an infant, a little bit of formula, probably not breast milk because that'd be weird, bottles, a few diapers, wipes maybe, so that you could get by for a couple of days. Also medications. If you have any medications that you need to be on, you might consider getting a little baggie and putting a couple of days worth in there until you could get more if you needed to have more. Trying to think if there's anything else. Pictures. It's a good idea if you're in an abusive situation to have recent pictures of your children and yourself and your abuser, if that's something that you have access to. Important phone numbers. If you can get a prepaid phone, even if you leave it brand new in the box and you just leave it in the bag, you know, if you could do that and a phone card, say, so that you can have phone service away from your abuser. They don't need to know anything about it. Money. If you can spare some money to put in there, credit cards or debit cards, or photocopies so that you at least have the numbers. And then legal documents like marriage license, custody agreement, deeds to a house or a car, protection orders is a good thing to have a copy of in your go bag or go bags. Another thing that's a good idea to put in your go bag if you're leaving in a domestic violence kind of a situation is any evidence of abuse that you can get. Now, whether that's a journal or a list, which I've talked about in previous videos, or photos or video. If this is a bag in preparation for you to leave an abuser, then I just want to remind you that when you leave, and for like a year after you leave, those are the most dangerous times for somebody leaving an abusive relationship. So I'm certainly not discouraging you from leaving. If you're in that kind of danger, I want you to leave with a safety plan, with support, and armed with the knowledge that it is a very dangerous time for you. So please keep that in mind. Don't try to do it alone. Have a support system in place, have a plan in place, and know that this list that I gave you is just intended to be ideas. You can take all of those things, you can take different things, or you can take nothing at all. If in the event that you need to get out in a hurry, you don't have anything other than the pajamas that are on you and no shoes, then do that. Your safety is what's most important. This is just a good idea to help you be able to acclimate as good as possible. That being said, having some pepper spray in your go bag might not be a bad idea either. Steps 3 and 4 we already kind of talked about. Step 3 is pretty simple. Put your stuff in the bag. Whatever it is that you can gather and whatever it is that you can fit in your bag relative to your life in particular, pack that stuff in the bag. And then step 4 is stash the bag. Some people want to do that in their home. Some people prefer to have one in their car, like in the trunk of their car. Other people will put it at a trusted friend's house or a relative's house, or keep one at work, depending on your situation. The only thing that I would tell you is that if you're leaving an abuser and they're likely to come after you, and they probably are, because you're their possession. They know where your family is and they know where your friends are. So if you run there to get your bag, they may run there also, and that may put people in danger. I would recommend putting it either at work, keeping one in your car if you have one and that's not something that they're going to go through, and keeping it either at a friend's house that they don't know, or a coworker's house that they don't know where it is, or a church, or something, but somewhere that you can get access to. That's the other thing. So if you put it in a church and the church is locked at night and you need it at night, that may not do you any good. So if you packed your go bag today, or if you're about to go and do it, you should be proud of yourself. You know, domestic violence will tear you down over time, whether it's physical abuse or if it's just emotional abuse. And you packing your go bag, even if you never actually have to use it, are taking a big step towards independence and towards protecting yourself and your children. That's awesome. The bonus tip is, if you have a key fob and you keep your car parked outside of your house, keep your key fob next to your bed, like on a nightstand or whatever. And if crap starts to go down, push the emergency button on that key fob so that your car is flashing. It'll flash its lights and it will honk its horn over and over again. It will attract attention. Maybe if you have an intruder, or maybe even if you have a domestic violence person that's being violent, maybe that'll be enough to distract them and kind of help you out. If not, if you call 911, if you're able to do that, at least that'll help them find you that much faster. Either way, it's a win-win. Until we meet again, stay safe.